Hello! It's everyone's favorite Plinkett Slayer, Iron, and with me again I have, once again,
General CJG here.
and ooh,
We got a treat this time.
oh yes, another Hellogreedo thing.
You know, why do I believe this is gonna become some sort of daily routine for us, like shitting on your favorite shill?
Oh man, I don't know.
Maybe because he's, I don't know, your favorite shill to shit on?
Oh yes.
This
Oh
is
man.
this is gonna be fun.
So, not only this guy, not only my favorite shill, but I vote him to be the next Jack in the Box head. That's literally
That's
what he
gonna be
reminds me
something.
of. Alright, you ready, dude?
Yeah, ready. 5 best moments in Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
This is gonna be
Ooh,
fun.
this is gonna be fun.
Alright, 3,
Ready?
2, 1, go.
The 5 best moments in Star Wars The Last Jedi. And obviously this list is a product of my own opinion, and there are some broad strokes in here. If you want to watch my 5 worst moments in The Last Jedi video, there's a link to it in the video description below. Number 5, Yoda. If you would have told me that Yoda was going to be in The Last Jedi before I saw the movie, I would have been super apprehensive. I would have cringed at the idea, to tell you the truth. I would have gone into the theater thinking, oh no. But Yoda was handled really well. A subtle presence, a giver of knowledge, a nice cameo from our favorite little puppet of wisdom. When I first saw The Last Jedi, Yoda seemed really goofy to me, which I didn't mind at all. But after a second viewing and a third viewing, I realized that Yoda is only briefly laughing while he's torching the tree and making Luke realize that his sights are set on the wrong thing. And after that moment, Yoda becomes the stoic Yoda that most of us know him to be. He has some solid lines that will no doubt be remembered, as much as some of the lines from past films. The greatest teacher failure is. We are what they call beyond. I loved seeing Master Yoda, and I loved hearing him calm Luke down. The moment of the two of them sitting down, watching the tree burn, was beautiful. Number 4, Luke and Rey training. Some of the best moments in the entire Star Wars saga.
By the way, we're going to be pausing on every time he shows it.
Alright, do you want to discuss what he said about Yoda?
Yes. Okay. First of all, okay, this is the same. Isn't this the same guy that said, one of the guys that said, "Oh, Yoda being so stoic and boring in the prequels. I prefer him to be goofy and funny." Like
I think he said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching this, can you confirm that?
Yeah. It's one of those stupid prequel haters that hate how Yoda was portrayed in the prequels, yet in the sequels they got no problem, despite Yoda in the Last Jedi actually being far more out of character. I mean, okay, first of all, what kind of Grand Jedi Master would tell his freaking student, "Oh, all of the Jedi knowledge and the lore from all those years ago, it's nothing. Let the new generation rebuild the new Jedi Order from scratch, from nothing." From no single history of what the Jedi Order did before, or what they accomplished or failed at before. That is so fun.
You have to start from somewhere. You can't just ignore the past, you know.
Which is ironically what that movie wanted to do. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to, and destroying the freaking books and telling Luke Skywalker, oh god. And also the greatest teacher failure is, I got a question.
Does Luke really have to learn that lesson? I mean,
first
it would work in any with other characters, but not Luke in this, especially since he's a Jedi Master, you know.
Or was, but apparently, according to the last Junk Fest, he failed because the moment he betrayed his character by trying to kill Kylo Ren. But I think we're gonna deal with that later in this list.
And also, back to the whole thing about, wanting Yoda to be goofy. And if it's true Hellogreedo didn't like how stoic Yoda was in the prequels, well, Yoda was only acting that way in the original trilogy towards Luke to test him.
Yes.
I mean, sure, he probably went a little crazy from being alone, but...
Well, he actually never went. He literally was testing Luke.
Oh, yes, just testing him, nothing else. But,
and not to mention, if you actually like Yoda being stoic in this movie, even though he wasn't at the beginning, well, actually, you know, if you like him, then I'm surprised you don't like Yoda's portrayal in the prequels. Hypocritical. Oh god. And also, another thing about the greatest teacher failure is the rebellion won against the Empire in Episode 6. They didn't fail; they accomplished it. They also won in Episode 4. So, how does failure apply to that? Are you telling me that what they accomplished in Episode 4 and especially Episode 6 is worthless and they should fail anyway? Are you telling me that? Because if that's what you're telling me, The Last Jedi, then oh boy, that's not good. Because it only destroys what the original trilogy had established.
Yep, exactly.
And its legacy.
Are you ready to go on to Luke and Rey, number 4?
This is going to be a fun one.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
When things have calmed down, the narrative has time to breathe, and the audience, along with one of our main characters, learns more about the Force and their place in the universe. And the scenes between Luke and Rey on Ahch-To is no different. I loved the way Luke Skywalker was handled in the film. Absolutely loved it. He went to the island to die, hope has been lost. As I've said before, he's a man whose belief system has failed him, so to see him battered and hopeless, interacting with Rey, who is bright-eyed and forward-looking, was such an interesting dynamic to watch. Luke never really truly comes around until Yoda shows up, and even with that, he's never really back to the Luke we know from 30 years ago in Return of the Jedi, which is narratively good. But the moments between Rey and Luke are so well done, powerful light, powerful darkness, showing Rey how to clear her mind and tap into the Force, recounting a one-sided story of why he came to fear Ben Solo, or when Rey goes into the depths, seeing herself multiplied, her past, her future, the endless cycle of life and death. It was all so beautiful. One of my favorite subtle little moments from our entire time on Ahch-To was when Rey is focusing, sitting on the rock, and Luke asks her what she sees, and she says, the island, life, death, and decay that feeds new life, warmth, cold, peace, violence. Those lines of dialogue accompanied with beautiful visuals of each thing that she mentioned was great. Death and decay that feeds new life. I love it. Bury me under a tree. Number 3, Kylo Ren.
Oh god.
Okay,
What happened? There you go. Kylo Ren. Rey's gonna be next. Anyway, so did you stop at number 3?
Yes, I'm at 247.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. First of all, this is okay. Hellogreedo is one of those Disney Star Wars shows that defended the shit out of Luke Skywalker being out of character in The Last Jedi.
Yep.
That is. Oh god. Him and Star Wars Explained and Chris Stuckman and I think even Jeremy Johns, they defended the shit out of Jake Alien Milker in The Last Jedi.
Sadly, and
oh god.
You know,
should we repeat the issue with Luke Skywalker in I think we should do it shortly, just for the viewers that didn't see our previous videos.
All right.
Okay, first of all, Luke Skywalker not being the same Luke Skywalker that we saw 30 years ago. Okay, I got this. What were those 30 years? Because we didn't see that. We didn't see what happened those 30 years. No.
We're forced to read supplemental material to understand.
Yeah. No. We actually saw a little bit. The flashback between
Luke, with the training academy and the Ben Solo scene.
Which the Ben Solo scene makes no fucking sense. It actually it makes Luke Skywalker already break character before he even became a ex. God. We already shitted on that scene so much, but let's just say Luke will never kill one of his family members in cold blood while he slept. He would never do that, especially after what he accomplished after Return of the Jedi.
And during that scene, he was in Return of the Jedi. He wasn't thinking clearly because Vader taunted him.
Yep.
It's not the same.
Not the same at all. So
I mean, if
there's
Ben
that.
Solo said something or did something, then he might act, but it's
But
just
he
not
was
comparable.
asleep. He was asleep, for fuck's sake.
And
That's
man, I created a
Mm.
Star Wars character years ago
Mm.
that you know how Hellogreedo was saying like, oh, Rey's like the wide-eyed girl, and then there's this
Oh
mentor who's
god.
disgruntled and all that.
Oh god.
I actually created something like that years ago, but it's much.
Makes more sense.
Yes, it makes more sense. In fact, I'll tell you more about this character some other time.
Yeah, tell me later. So, okay, now we're tearing apart the training sections. Luke. Okay, I'm sorry, but what did Rey learn from Luke again? 'Cause
Yeah,
she
he
was
didn't
already
really teach her.
Yeah, he didn't teach her much, and Rey actually was self-teaching herself. And in the second training session, she literally was by herself, like training her freaking lightsaber combat moves and her staff moves. Like literally, Luke was not even teaching anything to her.
Yeah.
Literally, and there was no third lesson, by the way. For those that say that taught her, there was no third lesson. It was two, and in one of them, it was just Rey self-teaching herself.
Yep, exactly. So Luke did almost jack diddly squat.
All he was doing was telling Rey how to go away. The Jedi, they failed before they allowed Darth Sidious to rise to power and to take control of the galaxy. And and also, I want to trash what Hellogreedo said about how apparently he said that I think we're already trashed enough how much greatest teacher failure is. Oh god, I think we trashed that enough. But
honestly,
it's probably gonna show up later. So let's leave for later. So shall we discuss Reylo, because that's what?
Oh yes.
That's what he's gonna discuss now.
All right, you ready, man?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
And Rey. We have two characters who are lost, who are coming into their own, who are hungry for guidance, who don't really know who they are yet. They are torn. They both had masters, teachers who failed them, and no one can relate to their struggle other than the two of them. So the connection that they had was amazing to see. The concept was unique and unexpected. It added a new layer to the Force mythos. I absolutely loved it. The way Rey was apprehensive at first, firing her blaster at what she thought was a physical presence, to eventually her talking to Kylo like a friend, realizing that despite having different views on where things should go, they can actually relate to one another on a pretty deep level. It was such a unique way to connect the two characters who come from completely different backgrounds, but can deeply relate. Number 2.
Okay, where do we start with this?
Oh man, I just don't want to talk about Reylo.
Well, for this video, we're gonna have to do it again. I know you did a video, but we have to for this one. So, okay, let's begin. First of all, first of all, Rey somehow being so apprehensive. Right? Well, of course, you murdered Han's blood,
Exactly.
and then she goes from literally hating him to then being sympathetic towards him. Like the fuck? That was so 180. Just because she went to find my parents, but I found nothing, and now I'm gonna trust the guy that killed my freaking previous mentor.
You wouldn't do that.
I mean, Jesus Christ. And not to mention, they literally fucking severed their connection in the end of The Last Jedi. They literally, they no longer were that close after,
Literally.
at the freaking Kylo Ren was like, join me, we can destroy the resistance, we can take control. Kylo Ren is fucking evil to the core.
Yes, it's just, I mean, he did show one thing. Basically not choosing to kill his mother, but then again, why didn't he shoot those two TIE fighters and stop them?
Stop his two TIE fighter wingmates to destroy her, or at the very least react with, no, you idiots, or something like that. Like, no reaction by killing Leia. Yeah, that's cool. Morons.
And Rey didn't even see him do that, so that wouldn't count to say, oh, see, there is good in him.
There's no good in Kylo right now.
Because Rey didn't witness that.
Yep, there's no good in that bastard. That fucking rip-off lord. Which, by the way, yes, he's a rip-off of his characters. Just watch Iron's video about it.
Yes, I might. If I remember to, I might leave a link to that.
Okay, so shall we discuss?
Oh, the throne room.
Get ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Snoke's throne room. Snoke, Kylo, and Rey confronting one another, all with different ideas where the future should lead. I've never mentioned this before in any of my Last Jedi videos, I don't believe, but damn, Snoke's CGI was some of the best I've ever seen. Anyway, I loved how Snoke was portrayed as a character, his speech, his voice, the way he moved, his attitude. But the real meat and potato of this scene is when Kylo kills Snoke by igniting the lightsaber, slicing him in half, killing his master, which set off one of the best fight scenes in the entire saga. The fight had weight to it. It didn't feel like an effortless, lighter-than-air sword fight. It felt heavy, like Kylo Ren's lightsaber was a 30-pound kettlebell. The entire fight sequence was well executed and intense. And when Rey tosses Kylo her lightsaber and he ignites it, putting a hole right through the head of a Praetorian guard, it's impossible not to give a little
that was more kick-ass smirk
when you see that scene. And the power vacuum that moment created by the death of Snoke is fun to watch as well. Kylo wants Rey to join him.
What power
Rey doesn't want anything to do with that plan. The entire sequence was visually stunning, fun as hell, and set up some interesting power dynamics moving forward. Kylo Ren is now the supreme leader. He's a loose cannon. He's unpredictable, reckless. And when you have an unpredictable, loose cannon, reckless leader, the house of cards can come tumbling down. Number 1.
Okay, so...
you first.
This entire scene was...
bullshit.
Oh, yes, not only that, but, you know, the lightsaber duel, it was just...
Okay, here's the biggest problem with that lightsaber duel. There's no fucking use of the Force powers. Which actually makes the entire thing look ridiculous. Why would Kylo Ren suddenly have a Praetorian guard like almost killing him? You know, choking his neck, having him at his mercy. I got a question, Kylo Ren. Why don't you use Force repulse, Force push, pull? You know, to bring your lightsaber to you or something, or I don't know, Force choke the shit out of the Praetorian guard.
I don't know. Go ask Ryan Johnson.
Are the Praetorian guards even Force sensitive? There's no confirmation on that. So if they're not Force sensitive,
and also,
I'm listening.
Like when we were talking about in Hellogreedo's top lightsaber duels. I remember we brought up how like this scene was pretty over choreographed, but yeah.
Oh yes.
Like a ballet, and yet he criticizes the prequel duels for that.
Oh yeah. Yep. Him and every prequel hater shit to no end about the prequels, feeling like some sort of theater dance, like with all the choreography and everything. And I see that one of the Last Jedi, and they're like just pricing it to no end, despite it being the definition of looking like a theater play. I mean, for fuck's sake, there's a point in which Rey literally kicks 3 of the freaking Praetorian guards with one kick, like blocks all 3 of them, just blocks. And just kicks them. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? And then one of them is spinning his blade with no fucking reason, like in the middle of nothing. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah.
Oh god, he's gonna talk about Luke on Crait.
Yep.
Oh,
let's...
3, 2, 1, go.
Luke on Crait. I think this moment will go down as one of the best moments in the entire saga. I firmly believe that. When future generations watch the saga and they get to the point where Luke is on Crait and the twist is revealed that he's not actually there, that will be one of those talked about moments in Star Wars forever. Once again, It broadened
For
the
all the
mythos
wrong
of the Force.
reasons.
Yeah.
Through concentration, this ability is possible. Even though it seemed to have killed Luke, the moment of self-sacrifice from worlds away was absolutely beautiful. Kylo Ren was fun to watch during
No,
this
it was
entire
retarded.
sequence as well. Like I said earlier, he's a
No,
pissed off
explain
loose
why.
cannon. When he orders every gun to fire on that man, and the lasers turn to the surface and blow it into Swiss cheese, it was one of the best character moments for Kylo Ren, hands down. When he goes down to fight Luke,
Him just
that
being
was
the
another.
Edgelord.
And when he realizes that Luke isn't actually there, the look of confusion and anger on Kylo Ren's face was priceless. What an insanely fun twist. As Rey said, it was a moment of peace and purpose for Luke, and a beautiful way to send off a character that we all love. A beautiful way for the franchise to tell everyone to look forward, don't worship the past, don't worship legends. I love it. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to watch my 5 worst moments of The Last Jedi,
God.
a link can be found to it in
Did
the
you
video
pause it?
description below. Hellogreedo, out.
Okay,
Well.
there you go. Okay, first, why I say that moment is bullshit. First of all, if Luke was actually going to, if he was going to sacrifice himself, why did he go to the planet? Why did he have to force project himself? If the result was going to be the same thing, him dying and sacrificing himself. Like, explain to me that one.
Oh, but Luke's X-Wing was under the water, and it probably didn't work.
Bullshit. His X-Wing was under the water in episode 5, and yet he took time to... Yoda got it out of the water with the Force, and he cleaned the shit out of it, and he... So don't give me that excuse.
The X-Wing on Ahch-To was there for years.
Bullshit. Luke Skywalker is a pretty good mechanic. His father is Anakin Skywalker, one of the best mechanics ever in the galaxy. Why wouldn't he be just as good at fixing things as him? Yeah, there's no fuck. And also with the Force projecting thing, it would, you'd think that would have been there so that Luke wouldn't sacrifice him to stay alive, but no, he still dies. He just died out of exhaustion of using the Force. So retarded. That's
yeah, I'd have no problem with that if he had lived in the end.
But he didn't. So that's the problem.
Yeah, so that's why
That's
it
the
doesn't
problem.
work.
It doesn't work at all. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
That was our reaction to
Top 5 best moments in The Last Jedi from Hellogreedo. Stay tuned for the worst ones, because we're gonna react to that very soon.
Alright, so see you guys.
Bye bye. On to the next one.